Alright, the purpose of this video is that students can take this at their own pace. If you're already pretty good at this, you might just want to fast forward and see if you got it right. But for those of you that are struggling, you hit pause a lot. You need to hit pause a lot and digest what I'm saying. Hopefully, by the time we hit letter N, you'll be able to do these by yourself without training wheels, and you'll just be able to fast forward through the video and see if you got the answer right. But again, pause, rewind, fast forward. These are all tools you should need, and you should be trying as many steps as you can by yourself. Anyway, I talked too much, and here I go. This is solving quadratic equations, and what makes an equation quadratic is it has to have an x squared. No higher. It can have lower, but it can't have any higher than an x squared. And this formula, with the a's, the b's, and the c's in it, helps us solve this equation if we can get a 0 here first. So number 1, here we go. I have n squared minus 10n. Now, I'm not supposed to have a 21 on this side. I'm supposed to have a 0. So what I'm doing in my mind is I'm adding 21 to this side and adding 21 to this side. And if I add 21 to this side, I'll have plus 21. If I add 21 to that side, I'll have 0. And y'all know he's my hero. Now once I've done that and I've got my hero sitting right here, I decide what A is. A is what's in front of this n squared, which is an understood 1. So A is equal to 1. B is what's in front of the letter term, the letter without the exponent. So B is negative 10. Pay attention to these negatives, please. And C is equal to 21. Now, what I'm going to do is, I've already set this up for you. Like I said, this is a training wheels or like a crutch. It's something to help you get started. You need to learn how to ride this bike by yourself sooner or later. And again, if I'm going too fast, hit pause, rewind. You can take as many steps as you want and hit pause a lot. So please, it's a video, use it wisely. In this first parentheses, I'm going to put B. My B is negative 10. And this parenthesis here, I'm going to put B again, still negative 10 for this problem. Where'd the 4 come from? It's part of the formula. It's always going to be there. Times A, my A is 1. And C goes in this one, and it's 21. All over 2 times A, CDA, and my A is 1. At this point, what I want you to do is get out your graphing calculator, or whatever calculator you like, and everything under this radical, not the radical, don't put that in your calculator yet. All that stuff that I've highlighted, I want you to get out your graphing calculator machine and put that in there. So I'm going to go parenthesis, negative 10 squared. If you didn't put that negative 10 in the parenthesis, you're going to get this problem wrong. Because when you square a negative, you have to square the negative too. If you don't have the negative in the parentheses, calculator's going to give you the wrong answer. You asked it the wrong question. So now we got subtract 4 times 1 times 21. And when I hit enter, I get 16. Now what this means is everything I've highlighted in here in yellow went in the calculator. The calculator said 16. So up under here, I'm going to put 16. Out in front, I have the opposite of negative 10. Double negatives make a positive, so now I have positive 10. All over 2 times 1, which is 2. Now if you need to, take your calculator again, and I need to know what the square root of 16 is. So the square root of 16 is 4. So now I have x is equal to 10 plus or minus 4 over 2. Right about this step, you don't need a radical sign anymore. And now I need 2 answers to a quadratic equation. The first one is with the plus. I have x is equal to 10 plus 4 over 2, and x is equal to 10 minus 4 over 2. See, plus and minus, this is the plus, and this is the minus. So now in your calculator, or in your head, whichever one you want to do, I'm going to come over here and go 10 plus 4 equal, and that's 14, divided by 2 equal, and I get 7. Now I'm going to go 10 minus 4 equal 6 divided by 2 equal. Now I caught a couple people today when they were trying this, and I do applaud you for doing this on your own. At least you're trying. They were doing 10 plus 4 divided by 2, they weren't hitting equal in between, and that's going to mess you up. Because what's happening is only 4 is getting divided by 2. So I ask you, please, if you're using a calculator, go 10 plus 4 equal, divided by 2, and hit equal again, or it's going to mess you up. I mean, you want the right answer if you're going to this much work. So here we go. Again, remember, please rewind if I'm going too fast and keep working. You can do this. These are training wheels. You can start trying them on your own whenever you're ready. And now we're ready for B. Please remember at the top of your paper, we had that big old 0. That's not a 0 here, so I need to move it over. Positive 5 on the right hand side will be minus 5 on the left hand side. So now I have x squared plus 4x minus 5 equals 0. Because what I did in my head was I want this gone. How do you get rid of a positive 5 is you subtract 5 from both sides. And this is a subtract 5 on this side, and over here 5 minus 5 was 0. So now what's in front of this x squared is an understood 1. A is equal to 1. B is equal to 4. Positive 4. And C is equal to minus 5. So when I plug in, I need to watch those signs. And here we go again. X is equal to negative b, that b is 4. Plus or minus the square root of b squared, still 4. Minus 4ac, a is 1, c is negative 5. All over 2a, and my a is 1. So now, calculator time if you can't do that in your head. So I'm going to take out my calculator, and I'm going to go parenthesis 4 parenthesis square. You know, it's a good idea just to get in a habit. You don't really need that with a positive number, but some of y'all need good habits, so always do that. Minus 4 times 1 times negative 5. And I get 36. And one more time, everything here up under this square root here, I didn't put the square root in the calculator yet, everything there just got replaced with 36. Alright? I have the opposite of 4, or the negative 4, which is negative 4, and 2 times 1 is 2. Alright. So now I'm going to take the square root of 36 in my calculator, and I get 6. Y'all go ahead and try that if you don't believe me. I have negative 4 plus or minus 6. Once you get to this step right here, no more radical signs. The square root of 36 is replaced by 6 over 2. So now my first answer and my second answer. For my first answer, x is equal to negative 4 plus 6 over 2. And my second one is x is equal to negative 4 minus 6 over 2. Because this symbol right here is this symbol right here is how I get two answers. There you go, two answers. Two answers right there. There's the plus or minus. Plus or minus the square root, but we already did the square root. So now, in your calculator, or in your head, negative 4 plus 6 is 2, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. Negative 4 minus 6 is negative 10, and negative 10 over 2 is negative 5. Check those on your calculator if you don't believe me. I hope I'm right. Alrighty then. Moving right along. Let's go down to C. Again, pause. Think about it. Now this is going to be weird. Back at the top of my paper, and I'm just going to show you the top of a blank one for a minute. It says x squared, then the x, then the thing without the x equals 0. And I bring that up because when I bring this 7u over here, right here, it needs to be dropped right there, between the u squared and the plain term. So now I have u squared. This is positive 7u on the right hand side, so it'll be minus 7u on the left hand side of this equation. This negative 8 is staying on this side, so it keeps its sign equal to 0. Our lovely hero. Okay, so now there's an understood 1 here, so a is equal to 1, b is equal to negative 7, c is equal to negative 8. And using my crutch, my training wheels here, x is equal to negative b, that's negative 7, plus or minus the square root of b squared, negative 7, minus 4ac, a is 1, c is negative 8, all over 2a. I need a here, which is 1. So now, the negative of negative 7 is positive 7. I get out my calculator and I'm going to go, I need to do that for a minute, 49. I got 81 over 2. The square root of 81 is 9 over 2. And again, hit pause before I say an answer if you don't want me to tell you. I'm going to be doing it, so remember, keep hitting pause. Don't get frustrated. You can shut me up whenever you want to. Well, on the video. Try to do it in person. We might have a upset teacher. Now, first and second, 7 plus 9 over 2, and the second one is 7 minus 9 over 2. Plus or minus. Here's the plus, here's the minus. 7 plus 9 is 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8. 7 minus 9 is negative 2. Negative 2 divided by 2, negative 1. Alright. Moving right along. If you didn't see that, rewind the tape and look at it again. Alrighty, and I'm back. D. Here we go. Again, no 0. I've got m squared minus 11m, equal 0. There's no c here. Well, since there's nothing, that's the same thing as adding 0. This plus 0 is itself. I've got 0, my hero. A is 1, B is negative 11, and C is 0. And here I go. B is negative 11. X is equal to negative B. Plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. Alright. The negative of negative 11 is positive 11. This right here, I got 4 times 1 times 0. That's nothing. And 11 squared is 121. All over 2 times 1, which is 2. Now, in your calculator or in your head, square root of 121 is 11 over 2. So my first answer is x equal to 11 plus 11 over 2. And my second answer is x equal to 11 minus 11 over 2. Anytime you need to stop and catch up with your notes, because you need to write all this down for practice, practice, practice. Because I said so. Okay, that's 22 over 2, and that's 11. 11 minus 11 is 0, and 0 divided by 2. Let's check that out. 0 divided by 2. Yep, that's 0. Alright, so the two places where that crosses the x-axis are 0 and 11. Alright, let's go on down to E. Remember, pause, copy. Pause, copy. Oh, this is messed up. I don't like this at all. This guy and this guy, they both need to go to the left. They need to go over there. And when they go over, they're going to change their sign. And I'm also going to put them in order first. That a squared goes first. Negative a squared on the right hand side becomes positive a squared on the left hand side. The next is my a term. Plus 9a plus 18 equals 0. He's my hero. Again, negative on the right hand side, positive on the left hand side, a squared, a, no a. So in the formula, what's in front of my squared term is a 1. What's in front of my plain letter is a 9. And what's in front of my number on the end this time, and this time I have a number, is 18. Ooh, that's a big number. Even Miss Casper going to need a graphing calculator now. So now, x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Catchy tune, yeah? Okay, so now, the opposite of 9, or the negative of 9, is negative 9. That's going to be, let's see, parenthesis, 9 square minus 4 times 1 times 18. I got 9. Alright. So all this under the parentheses, under the radical sign, got replaced with a 9. 2 times 1 is 2. So now I'm coming over here, and I've got x is equal to negative 9 plus or minus the square root of 9 is 3 over 2. And again, take your time and do it in your calculator. You know I'm going to say the number in a minute, so pause, check it yourself. Alright, so the first one is negative 9 plus 3 over 2, and the second one is negative 9 minus 3 over 2. Negative 9 plus 3 is negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. Negative 9 minus 3 is negative 12 divided by 2, which is negative 6. And I've got my two answers. And some more. Alrighty. Here we go. Both of these go on the other side. So I like my square term first. I like my plain letter next. Negative 4h on the right is positive 4h on the left. And then my plain number with no letter comes next. Positive 32 becomes negative 32 equal to 0. Here he is to save our day. 0. He's my hero. In front of my square term here I have a 1. So A is 1. In front of my plain letter I have 4. So B is 4. And on the end I've got negative 32. Don't be a negative dropper now, children. We don't want to miss this for doing something silly. Alright. So x is equal to negative b. My b is 4. Plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. Alright. And again, we're going to get our calculator. And I'm going to clear the old one off. And I've got 4 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 32. And my parentheses is getting replaced with 144. The negative of 4 is negative 4. 2 times 1 is 2. So x is equal to negative 4 plus or minus square root of 144 is 12 over 2. Again, pause when you know it's coming so you can see if you can get it by yourself. And so my two answers, x is equal to negative 4 plus 12 over 2. X is equal to negative 4 minus 12 over 2. Negative 4 plus 12 is 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Negative 4 minus 12 is negative 16 divided by 2 is negative 8. Yep, that looks right. Moving on to the next one. Remember, pause. Don't sit there and get frustrated. Just do the next one. Alrighty. There we go. And ready to rock and roll? Almost. The 5 needs to go over. Oh look, A is not 1 this time. That's good. That's getting a little boring. Plus 14y minus 5 equal to 0. Remember, change side, change side. Whoa. So now A is equal to 3. Oh, that's new. I wish I had a 3 too. Equal to B is equal to 14 and C is equal to negative 5. Negative 5. We got that? Alright, good. Alright, so the formula says x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So now I have a 6 here, because 2 times 3 is 6. The negative of 14 is negative 14. So now I'm going to get out my calculator, and I've got 14 squared minus 4 times 3 times negative 5, and I get 256. Merciful heavens, that's a big number. I know what the square root is, but now we take the square root of 256 and we're going to get 16. Yep, alright. So now x is equal to negative 14 plus or minus 16 over 6. People, you got to calculate it. There's no sense panicking with big numbers. And again, these are the 2 steps I would like to see on the test. I want to see that, I want to see that, and I want to see this stuff over here. So the first answer and the second answer, x is equal to negative 14 plus 16 over 6, and x is equal to negative 14 minus 16 over 6. So let's do some calculator work here in a minute. Negative 14 plus 16, pause, is 2. 2 divided by 6 is, I'm going to show you how to do this. You just take your calculator and you're going to go 2 divided by 6, math, enter, enter. And I'm going to get 1/3. Now on a test, if you stopped at 2/6, man, I'd just be happy to see it because it's correct. But on multiple choice, they're going to reduce, so know how to get that. Negative 14 minus 16 equal, that's negative 30. Divided by 6 equal, that's a whole number, or well, it's an integer, excuse me. What I meant to say is it doesn't have a decimal. So the two places that graph crosses the x-axis are at 1/3 and negative 6. Just use your calculator. Y'all can do that. To convert a decimal to a fractions, it's just math, enter, enter. Okay. Next, let's see what kind of bad shape we're in here. Alright, I got to take the 9x and drop him in the middle. So this is 2x squared minus 9x. Positive on the right becomes negative on the left. Plus 10, because he was on the left-hand side of the equation to begin with, equals 0. So now a is equal to 2, b is equal to negative 9, and c is equal to 10. Again, if I'm going too fast, keep hitting that pause button. If I'm boring you, work it yourself and speed through to the answer and see if you got it right. So x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So all I did was put them in. These are both b's. That's an a. That's the only place a c shows up, and a is on the bottom. 2a. Okay, goody. The negative of negative 9 is positive 9. Okay, we're going to put all this other stuff in the calculator, and we're going to go parenthesis, negative 9 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 10, and I got 161. That does not look right. 4 times 2 times, oh, that's C. I'm a negative adder instead of a negative dropper. Shame on me. Okay, let me try that again. Negative 9 squared minus 4 times 2 times plain 10. Oh, I like this number much better. Yeah. I can take the square root of that. That other crazy thing I got a minute ago, couldn't take the square root of that. I knew that was wrong. And 2 times 2 is 4. It's sad to watch the great ones fall. And remember, this is the only place you have radicals. We need to get rid of that. So the square root of 1 is 1. Well, plus or minus 1 over 4. Now, first and second answer, I've got 9 plus 1 over 4 and 9 minus 1 over 4. 9 plus 1 is 10. 10 divided by 4, you're going to put that in the calculator, and you're going to get 5 halves if you can't do that in your head. 9 minus 1 is 8. 8 divided by 4 is 2. And again, you can get all that on your graphing calculator. In the interest of not having the longest tape in the world, which I think it's already too late for that, I'm going to keep going. So here we go. This needs to be over here. So I've got negative 5t squared plus 12t plus 9 equals 0. I like my squares first. So A is negative 5, B is 12, and C is 9. And here we go. X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And again, calculator can straighten out any craziness you get. The negative of 12 is negative 12. And I'm going to get out my calculator because those look like great big numbers and I'm scared of them. Please don't hurt me. Okay. 12 squared minus 4 times negative 5 times 9. See if I get a number I like this time. 324. What's the square root of 324? 18. Ta-da! Yeah, I like that. It's not a perfect square. I don't like it. It happens, but not today. Today we're just always going to have a perfect square here. Wait. Shame on me. No. Don't write that down, people. Let me fix that. Oops. Sorry about that. That was 324 there. I was just checking. And 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. So x is equal to negative 12 plus or minus 18. Was it 18? Sure enough was. Over negative 10. So my first answer is negative 12 plus 18 over negative 10. And my second answer is negative 12 minus 18 over negative 10. That's a minus 18. Watch me mess that up in a second. So here we go. Calculator time. I'm going to go negative 12 plus 18 equal, divided by negative 10 equal, math, enter, enter, and I have negative 3/5. Now I'm going to go to negative 12 minus 18. Oh, I remembered. Equal, divided by negative 10 equal, well, that's just 3. How lovely. I don't have to hit math, enter, enter, because that's an integer. Comes out with no decimals and no fractions. Cool? I think we're in the home stretch now. Alright. Letter J. And again, this is a training wheels. You don't have to keep using these sheets. This is just to help us. Get us started. Eventually, you should learn how to draw this yourself. So here we go. Alright, folks. No 16 over here. We need 0. He's our hero. So 9y squared minus 16 equals 0. A is equal to 9. C is equal to negative 16. Where's the y? Where's the y? There isn't one. So B must be 0. B can be 0, C can be 0. If A was 0, it's not a quadratic equation and we wouldn't be doing this. So now, x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Alright, the opposite of 0, well, how's silly? It's just 0. Now my calculator, I'm going to go, let's see, I've got 0 squared minus 4 times 9 times negative 16, and I got 576. Good nuts, that is a big number, over 18. So now, I'm going to ask my calculator, and I'm crossing my fingers that this is a perfect square. Again, only today will every time come out a perfect square. Yep, 24. Ta-da! So now I have x is equal to 0 plus or minus 24 over 18. So x is equal to 0 plus 24 over 18. And x is equal to 0 minus 24 over 18. Huh. This looks very familiar. I'm going to go with my calculator and ask it what that is, but 24/18. 6 goes into both of these numbers, and I get 4/3 here. And over here I get negative 24/18, and that'll be, again, negative 4/3. So that's one of those plus or minus things. Interesting. Alright. Next. Alright, this is going to come all the way to the front, and these two need to switch places, because people, man, they are mixed up. What's up? Okay, let's get everybody where they're supposed to be. 8d squared. He was negative over here, he needs to be positive over here. I need that 26d to be next, and I need that 15 to be last. Equals 0. Square term. One letter, no exponent, no letter, no exponent. There. A, B, C. Everybody's in order. So A is equal to 8, B is equal to 26, C is equal to 15. And we're using our crutch right here. And I hope pretty soon, if you're trying these by yourself, x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, the negative 26 of 26 is negative 26. And boys and girls, don't feel bad using a calculator when the teacher needs one, so here we go. I've got 26 squared minus 4 times 8 times 15. Let's see if I put that in right. Looks right. And I got 196. Well, I recognize that. And 2 times 8 is 16. Let me move the calculator in case you can't see. Alright. Square root of 196 is 14 over 16. So my first answer is negative 26 plus 14 over 16. And my second answer is negative 26 minus 14 over 16. Negative 26 plus 14, I believe that's negative 12. Yep. Divided by 16 is 0.75. That's 3/4. Math, enter. Yep. Negative 3/4. That's one of my answers. Now I'm going to go negative 26 minus 14, and that's going to be negative 40. Divided by negative 16 is 2.5. Well, that's 2.5. But if we're writing it as a fraction, which you might see in a multiple choice test, so get used to knowing how to get those fractions, boys and girls, is 5/2. That would not have been fun to factor at all. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I hope you saw it. And the last one, we're in the home stretch now, and we've got, I want to trade them around first. I want to put 2n squared equal to 18n. I don't like dealing with the negative a if I don't have to. I did it up there a while ago because it was easier, but if 18n is equal to 2n squared, then 2n squared is equal to 18n. Now it's not on the right side, so I have 2n squared minus 18n equals 0. So a is 2, b is negative 18, and c is 0, because there's no number right here. See? Nothing. So that's a 0. So x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And again, looky here. All of this is going to cancel out. So all I have to do is put, because it's a 0, 4 times 0 and all that stuff, that's just 0.